Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Apple stock, it's up 0.93%. So just like I said in my last video, that Apple breaks out above 193, you're going to see 196 and possibly even 198 to 200, and we got really close to 195 today, and definitely breaking over this resistance right here, 193, where we got multiple rejection, and now trading at 194. So here on Apple stock, guys, going into tomorrow's session, there will be strong support at 193. Below that, down here, 191.57, rising 5-day moving average, 190, 188, 20 SMA, and below this 20 SMA, there will be a lot more selling all the way down to 183. Now, as long as Apple can hold 193, watch out for a push all the way up to 196, 198, and possibly fresh new all-time high on Apple stock. On Microsoft, is down 0.39%, so Microsoft came down to 408, and again, this is actually a higher low, and we actually got a red body hammer candle and trading over 413. So it's holding 413 into closing as a support. That's going to be a line in the sand for tomorrow, but if that gives up, watch out for this lower Bollinger Band to act as a support, 405, and then this gap just below 400. Now to the upside, Microsoft needs to take out 415 to 416, where this red line 50 SMA is sitting, and above that level 416, you're going to see continuation all the way up to 420, 423.78, 13 SMA up to this gap 425.69 on Microsoft. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow, and there is no subscription, nothing here on X is totally free. Unlike some other channels, you gotta pay a subscription even on X to get in to ask a question, and you can do that right here totally free. Now here's a fantastic play, and I'm not even sharing all the plays, just one. I'm not even sharing Amazon calls that we got last week on Friday, exploded today this morning, sold for a nice profit. Now look at this play on Triple Q, shorting right here at 455, getting 450 puts, and this thing took a beating down to what? 448, right? 449, 448. I think the low was like almost 447. So this was a fantastic setup this morning, and all these trade ideas, day in, day out, swing trade ideas, live trading, and any help you need, and especially if you want to support the channel, guys, this is the way you will learn. You'll get a lot of trades, and you can support the channel by joining Patreon. So if you're serious, I'm not talking about people that are actually just looking at these trades and getting in and getting out. No, if you're really serious about trading, then definitely it's worth every penny. Check out the link down below in the description for Patreon. On Meta, it's up 2.28%, so Meta getting up to almost 480, not touching this 50 SMA, which is sitting at 481.54, getting a rejection, coming back, and now holding above right here 20-day moving average 472 to 470. I would say that's going to be a strong line in the sand for tomorrow. Below that, you're going to see a flush down to 461.51, lower Bollinger Band, and then 452. Also, I said it before, and I'm going to say it again, guys, a big move here on Meta coming very soon. These Bollinger Bands are squeezing the one on top and one on bottom. So I think explosive move is coming here on Meta. So watch out to the upside, 481.54. If that breaks 50 SMA, watch out for this gap on top, 484.58, and then 490. And once we get above 490, that is going to be a real breakout to the upside. And if this thing breaks below 452, then that is going to be a real breakdown to the downside, and Meta will come down and close this gap at 400. On Tesla, stock is down 1%. So Tesla this morning, I took some calls at 177, 180 calls, and immediately got up to almost 183, sold out for a profit, and still holding some calls because you can see right on my screen, this thing definitely wedging right here inside this wedge. So I think a big breakout could be coming very soon on Tesla. And we all know that month of June usually bullish on Tesla. So if this thing actually breaks out over 183, at least in the short term, easily can get up to 200. Now, we have seen this before where Tesla, got this head and shoulder pattern even right here, and it's not playing out to the upside. So that is the risk we take as a trader, as an investor. If this thing breaks below, I would say this 50 SMA, which is sitting right here at 172, then exit right here and do not hold Tesla anymore for a breakout to the upside. So far, it's just wedging right here, almost at the end of this wedge, and I think very soon, maybe tomorrow, if not Wednesday, we could see a breakout or a breakdown, and Tesla should be moving. So going into tomorrow's session, guys, there will be strong support right here at 172 right here, 50 SMA, and below that 168. To the upside, it needs to get above 183, and if that happens, that is going to be the breakout on Tesla for a move all the way up to 200. And once we get up to 200, then we can talk about more upside on Tesla stock. On Amazon stock, it's up 1%. So Amazon, you guys saw that play that I was sharing with you guys last week. Got into Amazon at 175, and this thing exploded. Still holding some calls and took profit definitely today at 178, and still holding some calls for more upside up to this gap 181.55. Now here on Amazon, yes, again today there was a dip at 175, came down hitting lower Bollinger Band, went back up, and now green on the day. So I think even in the short term, Amazon can go up to this gap 180 first, and above 180 you are going to see 181.55 to close this gap and possibly even 185. If that happens, that's going to be a breakout from this trend line right here on Amazon. As of right now, Amazon downtrending. We have resistant trend line right here on top, and also we do have strong support right here at 176.57, lower Bollinger Band, and then 173. Below 173, Amazon will fall even hard all the way down to 167, and then this gap just below 160. On Google, stock it's up 0.26%, so Google came down to 172, but into closing, if you look at my screen, Google actually trying to hold rising 20-day moving average 174.50 and closing just slightly under that level. So that's going to be your line in the sand, 174.50. Below that, Google can come down all the way down to 170 and then 168 down to even 164.88, 50 SMA on this daily time frame. To the upside, Google can actually go up and recapture 176, then watch out for continuation to the upside back up to 180. On AMD, it's down 2%, so AMD is trading all over the place, even though Nvidia is green over 4%. AMD again back down to where? 20 SMA, 160, went back up and not really above 164. So that is looking kind of bearish right here on AMD, that is not above 164. So going into tomorrow's session, guys, anytime you see AMD breaking below 160, AMD is going to come down all the way down to 153.49 to close this gap down here. Above 160, watch out for the resistance to break 164, and as soon as that happens, AMD can move all the way up to 173 and possibly at some point up to 184, and then this gap 188. So Netflix going down over 1% and came under 630, and you can see how strong of a support that is right here on Netflix. 630 came slightly under 630, but went back up and holding 630 as a support. We also have rising 20 SMA sitting at 627.59 and pretty much touching that level, and then went back up and now trading at 633.79 at the closing. So going into tomorrow's session, guys, there will be support at 630, 627.59, and then all the way down here, that's going to be at 610 and then 604. To the upside, as long as 630 can hold, watch out for a move back up to 13 SMA, 637, and then 645 up to even 663. On Nvidia stock, it's up almost 5% and looks like we might be hitting 1200 very soon on Nvidia stock. And why? Look at this upper Bollinger Band expanded up to 1176. So this thing can run, guys, and that is why I was actually, for the first time after a long time, was trying to catch the dip on Nvidia stock. Well, this thing actually never made it down to my level, which was like 1100. Otherwise I would play 1200 calls on Nvidia stock. Well, this thing came down to 1120, and that was it. The dip was instantly bought up, and this thing went back up to 1150, and now there will be support at 1127, rising 5-day moving average, and then watch out for a drop down to 1100. Until then, as long as this thing can hold above 1127, $1127, watch out for a move up to 1158. That is going to be this previous all-time highs from 3 days ago, and we might be hitting another all-time high early as tomorrow morning. And they also got some new catalyst, I think some new chips, and that is why this thing was up pre-market like 3-4%, and continued with that run up almost 5% on the day. $53 up in just one day. I mean, pretty much on nothing of a catalyst, which is new chips. We all know that they have chips. They're always coming out with some new chips, something new all the time. It just needs something to fuel that rally, and definitely that was the fuel for this rally, that catalyst, new chips. And now you can see early as tomorrow we might be hitting all-time highs and possibly going up to 1176 to even 1200. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated going into tomorrow.